Part 2 of Chelsea versus Liverpool this week. A great game of football that ends in a 1-1 draw after Hazard put Chelsea 1-0 up inside the first half before Daniel Sturridge got Liverpool level very late on with a very good goal as well. Overall, probably fair to split the points as Chelsea do remain unbeaten and Liverpool's perfect start to the season ends. To find out everything about the game as it happened, do make sure you watch all of this review. Hello there guys and welcome back to 100% Chelsea for my review of the Chelsea 1, Liverpool 1 game in the Premier League in the 7th round of the Premier League, as we do remain unbeaten and Liverpool's perfect start to the season ends. But, of course, it's always frustrating when you give away 3 points basically in the last minute as Sturridge obviously equalised in the 89th minute or whatever it was. But, of course, this is the review. Fan cams will be out later. There will be a vlog. There will be all sorts of content surrounding the game. So if you don't want to miss out on any of that, do make sure you subscribe to 100% Chelsea. And also, let's see whether we can hit 700 or more likes in this video. So make sure you smash the like button down below. We would massively appreciate that. But now getting straight into the game and starting it off with the lineup. And it was pretty much exactly what I expected. It was Kepa Arrizabalaga in goal. Cesar Azpilicueta and Marcos Alonso to fullbacks. Antonio Rudiger was back fit in time next to David Luiz as the 2 centre-backs, a midfield 3 of Jorginho, N'Golo Kanté and Mateo Kovacic, then a front 3 of Eden Hazard on the left, Willian on the right as Pedro didn't get fit in time and didn't even make the bench, and Olivier Giroud, as I expected, did start up front. And getting into the game, because the start of the game was basically the opposite to the start of the game on Wednesday. Liverpool this time with more of the ball, creating 2 decent moments for Salah, but the Egyptians scuffed both of them really hard. Should have done a lot better there in all honesty. And Chelsea certainly struggled with Liverpool's pressing early on, as we found it really difficult to just move up the pitch while keeping the ball in a controlled way, basically. Like, whenever we did move up the pitch, we had to go direct. We had to play, kind of difficult passes, risky passes, through balls kind of thing, and not, move up the pitch in a controlled way, like I just said. And especially the passes to Giroud early on barely ever stayed with the Frenchman. Like, he barely ever could get a hold of them, let alone sometimes they didn't even find him. Jorginho tried his very best to push the team up the pitch to put on the pressure by pressing ourselves, and he was so vocal and loud that you could even hear him on TV at a pretty noisy Stamford Bridge there. Like, the atmosphere seemed incredible, and it did work at times, but sometimes it just took a little bit long for the team to push up. Maybe the mindset that we had for the last 5 years, kind of showing against the big team, maybe not liking to press that much because we're a bit scared of it because we're not used to it kind of thing. Maybe it was that. But then the first big chance of the game actually fell to Chelsea in the 22nd minute as one of the best long cross-field balls in behind the defence you'll ever see was hit by David Luiz from really deep inside their own half to Willian on the right, who didn't control it perfectly. He controlled it so he got a second touch to the ball, but he didn't control it perfectly as it basically took him to the inside more than he probably would have liked. Giroud was up there with him as well, but Willian, instead of squaring it to the Frenchman, tried to go for goal himself and had his effort saved by Alisson. And like I said, it wasn't a perfect touch, but Willian, that would have made everything a lot easier for both of them. But also Giroud didn't move away sideways from Willian enough, in my opinion, which would have made it more easy for Willian to pass it to Giroud and then for Giroud to have an easy tap in basically as well. But he didn't do that, so with those things combined, the poor touch and Giroud not moving perfectly, we didn't manage to score. But only 3 minutes later, the chance fell to someone else, and it fell to someone that you knew wasn't going to miss, as Eden Hazard made it 1-0 in the 25th minute with a top-class finish into the far bottom corner on his weaker left foot, and it was a great move in the build-up as well. Luiz passing it to Hazard, I think it was Luiz, who then just let it bounce to Kovacic, basically with a flick, backheel flick kind of thing, who then gave it a 1-2 with Jorginho. Hazard went on the run in the meantime, past Alexander-Arnold, who came up from defence with Hazard. Hazard just stormed past him. Kovacic, after the 1-2 with Jorginho, took a step or two to the side basically to open up the space for his through ball, played it in perfectly. Hazard took the ball inside, took the ball on, and took it inside the box, quite far to the left actually, and I thought he was going to struggle to put that in because there wasn't anyone up there to support him. But then he just placed it into the side netting right by the far post, like perfectly. You couldn't have scored that any better. Like, Alisson maybe got a tiny touch to it, but not enough, like barely any. And like, he just couldn't have put it any further, towards the far corner, because then it would have hit the post. Like, inch perfect finish, inch perfect. And then with around half an hour played, Antonio Rudiger proved why I said that he is so important to us, as Salah was played through, awful defending by Alonso, getting out-muscled by the much smaller Salah. No idea how he did that, basically. The Egyptian then took it around Kepa, had an open goal in front of him at a tight angle, but still had an open goal in front of him, tried to push the ball in, basically. But Rudiger, the machine himself, wasn't having any of it, as he came storming through the box and clearing the ball basically off the line. And, just before it was about to go in, then storming straight after the ball again, basically to put pressure on the Liverpool player the ball fell to. You know, he wasn't having any of it, and he fell over, then he jumped up again, and then he was running after the ball. He wasn't having any of it. He wasn't conceding a goal today until late on, but he wasn't conceding a goal there anyway. And what was quite interesting to see, I just want to mention here, is that when Liverpool had the ball in our half, it wasn't Giroud that stayed up front, actually in the middle, but it was Hazard that did that. Giroud and Willian moving out wide, you know, to the left and right, basically, and presumably that was done basically to have that pace that Giroud doesn't have down the middle in case of winning the ball early and having a chance to break. And obviously we couldn't really do that much with Giroud. If we did that, and if Hazard stays in the middle, basically we can hit them on the break with the fast player. So I think that was the thinking. But that was basically it for the first half at 1-0. And Liverpool were the more dominating side in my opinion, even though the possession was shared equally at 50-50 basically. But the difference was when we had the ball, we were mostly limited to our own and the early part of Liverpool's half, you know, rarely getting into the final third in complete control of the ball, like I said earlier already. And Liverpool, on the other hand, got into a final third, you know, quite regularly, but only really had that one chance by Salah that really got cleared so well. But, you know, Liverpool, they had quite a few almost moments where the last pass especially either just didn't find its target or we just defended it well, and that's why they didn't create that many chances either. They also overcomplicated things at times, but overall, you know, Liverpool, I thought, were the better side in the first half. What was quite extreme was that Liverpool won 3/4 of all doers in the first half. I don't know the stat for the whole game, but in the first half, that was quite extreme. Obviously, forced by their style of play, they tried to be on us as soon as we got the ball, as the player got the ball. That's exactly how we scored, because Alexander-Arnold wasn't in his position, moved up the pitch with Hazard, and then basically that 1-2 with another 1-2 by Kovacic and Jorginho in between, and Hazard making that run, basically, you know, left Alexander-Arnold for dead, and that's how we scored. So that's basically the risk that you take by playing like that, and we were a bit more cautious like that, especially with Liverpool's pace up front. You know, if we get too close and then you don't get the ball and then they do something like we did, you know, they get around you and then they're in. But getting into the second half, and it started off with a decent move by Chelsea, basically. Hazard played in by Kante on the left, crossing the ball across the danger zone. Milner then actually clearing it before, you know, Willian got to it, but only as far as Kovacic, just outside the box, who didn't manage to get the perfect, you know, first touch, but then tried to shoot basically anywhere while being pushed over, but then his shot got blocked by the defender. And then, you know, moving on in the 58th minute, Kepa Arrizabalaga pulled off one of the best saves you'll see all season. Poor defending, you know, as Mane went past Azpilicueta. Then Mane tried to surprise Kepa by going for the near post rather than a far post, which, you know, in these situations always is more likely. But our keeper was down so incredibly quickly and kept it out with a very strong hand. Incredible save that. And, you know, Liverpool were definitely on top and putting us under a lot of pressure throughout most of the second half, but especially early on. But I say that, Hazard had a huge chance in the 64th minute to put us 2-0 up, as we played a free kick from deep inside our own half very quickly. Like, Salah fouled David Luiz, I'm pretty sure, and then Kante just played it quickly. The ref allowed it, basically. And Hazard was in. Like, he was steaming on goal by himself, basically. 1-on-1 with Alisson. Tried to put it under the Brazilian towards the near post, but Alisson got a bit of a leg to it, made it bounce over the bar, and, you know, obviously went out for a corner. And to be honest, Hazard should have been better. Like, when you're 1-on-1 with the keeper, you just should score, really. Like, of course, the keeper can make a great save, but ideally, you still should score. And obviously, you know, as we know the final result now, it obviously kind of cost us, because I think making it 2-0 then, you know, would have put it to bed. But of course, I mean, you can't criticise Hazard today. He missed a chance. All right, you know, everyone misses a chance. But of course, it's still a little bit frustrating. Straight after that, Morata came on for Olivier Giroud. And then, you know, Liverpool just had another few more chances. Shaqiri missed an absolute sitter in the 70th minute, as I think Robertson was played, you know, through down the left, actually slightly offside, but the ref didn't see it. Azpilicueta slipped, which gave Robertson the space to put in a very good cross. Shaqiri only got a toe on it just outside the 6-yard area, and therefore put the ball wide. Thankfully, you know, really should have scored that. And only a minute later or so, another huge chance for Liverpool, as David Luiz cleared a Firmino header off the line. You know, another, you know, off the line clearance by Chelsea, after Milner was left with way too much space on our right hand side, their left hand side, and actually instead of going for a shot, which I expected him to do when the ball fell to him, tried to basically chip it back in. Firmino got to it, but obviously Luiz cleared it off the line. After that, Moses then came on for Willian. Moses was the winger that we had on the bench. Only had one of them, with Pedro, like I said, not making the squad, and Callum Hudson-Odoi playing with the development squad earlier on. The last 20 minutes were a bit more quiet, actually. In the middle, basically, we made a final substitution as Barkley came on for Kovacic. But, you know, the Liverpool didn't really create that much, you know, between that Firmino chance and that goal by Sturridge. Not that I can remember, and I didn't put down any note of it, so I don't think that was basically. So we did calm the game down for quite a while, but then in the 89th minute, Daniel Sturridge made it 1-0 with a great goal, to be fair. A very good strike from a good 20, 22 yards, out right into the top far corner. Nothing Kepa could do about it. And yes, it was a great goal, but I'm sorry, I've got to be critical here. Like, what on earth was N'Golo Kante doing? What he did there was unacceptable. He was only 3 or 4 yards away from Sturridge when Sturridge got the ball, and Kante just didn't close him down. Like, he just let him shoot. You can't just let him shoot. Like, since when is Kante lazy? Kante is the unlaziest player I've ever heard of and I've ever seen in my life. How is he lazy there? Like, it is frustrating. I'm still fairly happy with the 1-1 draw. It's just annoying that we conceded the equaliser so late. But, they could have so easily have been avoided. Like, literally 2 steps, and yet there was plenty of time between Sturridge getting the ball and him shooting for Kante to make those 2 steps, and then Sturridge can't shoot, or if he does, it gets blocked. Do you know what I mean? That was very easy to avoid. Like, that wasn't difficult, and, it's very frustrating. Moses then had, a half chance, very late on, basically, after they equalised, after great work by Hazard down the wing, but Van Dijk just about got his foot in, basically, to block Moses' effort from inside a crowded box, but that was basically full time at 1-0. And like I said already, it's obviously frustrating when you concede the equaliser basically in the last minute, but it was a cracking game of football overall. Like, especially if you're a neutral, you'd have bloody enjoyed that. As Chelsea, especially being in the lead, it was nerve-wracking. Like, I was sat there nervous, like, bloody hell. I was really nervous all game long, basically. But especially, throughout the second half when we were kind of holding on to that lead. And, I'd say a draw overall was probably a fair result. We got our goal. Hazard especially had that one-on-one chance that probably would have put it to bed overall. But obviously, we also cleared the ball off the line twice, and Shaqiri missed that sitter. So that's why I think, a draw is probably the fair result, even though Liverpool, were on top for, longer periods of the game. But obviously, because we were in the lead from the 25th minute onwards, you can't say, what the game would have been like if Liverpool were in the lead from the 25th minute forward. But I'm pretty sure that we would have been more, dominating more in the game than we were like this, and more trying to defend a little bit. So that's, I think, quite natural, but that's why I think, a draw is still a fair result. And overall, I'd say we played well. We didn't exactly play Sarri ball, but I think we played well. We couldn't play our football as much as I'm sure Sarri would have liked. Like, that still takes time to play our football the way we want to play our football against very good teams like Liverpool. And, Liverpool, by not letting us play our football and certainly being closer to playing how their manager wants them to play, showed that they are a better team than we are at this moment in time. Like, they certainly are. And of course they are. Because, like I said yesterday in the preview already, Klopp has been there for years, and Sarri has only been around at Chelsea for 3 months. So obviously, we're not anywhere near as far into our development as a team, as Liverpool are with Klopp. We're nowhere near as good as we're going to be by the end of this season, let alone as good as we're going to be next season, and, depending on how long Sarri stays, obviously, the season after or whatever, But it still took the team that the media like to call the title favourites 89 minutes and a wonder strike plus a lazy moment from basically the least lazy player in the world, Kante, to actually score against us. We were in the lead until the 89th minute and we beat them in midweek. Like, we played them twice this week and didn't lose. Beat them once and drew at home, and we remain unbeaten. So, this the media making them favourites. Are we now part of the title chase? Yes, I think we're part of the title chase. Do I think we're going to win the title? No, I do not. Do I think Liverpool are going to win it? No, I do not. I think City are going to win it in the long run. But we're certainly up there, and we're doing better than I thought we would at the start of the season. Certainly, I think we're doing better than every pundit out there was expecting us to do. Like, we didn't lose to Liverpool, and everyone said how great Liverpool are and how they're going to challenge Man City and all sorts. We're a good team, and it wasn't just like, we just gave up and just defended like we did on our Conte sometimes at City, or, we didn't even try. Or, even under Mourinho in some of the games. We tried to play our football. We had chances. We created our chances. The goal we scored was a really good goal. It's great to see, and we're only going to get better. So I'm really looking forward to the future. And, Sarri and Klopp after the game, they were both smiling. Like, obviously, I'm sure Sarri's frustrated with the late equaliser, but it was a great game of football. And, we're now involved in great games of football. Yes, of course, I'd love to win them rather than draw them, but still, we're involved in great games of football, not just the dire games that no one really cares to watch. And the only reason we watch them is because, we're Chelsea fans. It's good, it's good. Performance-wise, I think every player did a good job today, actually. Willian looked a little bit tired all game long, but fought hard, I thought he fought hard. He didn't give up on any single ball. And, as long as he was on the pitch for, of course, this is the 4th game in a row that he started. That is hard. Like, fair play to him if he's tired. Giroud had some good moments early on, some good movements, kind of like back heel flicks that just about didn't come off or Hazard didn't get to, or, that kind of thing. but didn't or couldn't do much more than that. He was outmuscled by Van Dijk most of the time. And then when Morata came on, Morata actually held the ball up a lot better than we're used to, from him. But we never really created a chance for him. So, both of them were, I wouldn't say bad or good. They were just not really that involved. But the defence, although some sloppy moments here and there by Aspi, by Luiz, by Alonso as well, Rudiger was great. Rudiger was impeccable. Same goes for Kepa, basically. And also the midfield, they were very good, especially Kovacic. He was incredible. He had like a 97% pass completion rate as a midfielder. That is impressive. That is bloody impressive. And he's getting better game by game, basically. But also Jorginho was very good. Kante, obviously for that goal, overall had a decent game as well. Hazard obviously scored, missed that chance, but like I said, we didn't get to the final third that much, so it's difficult to really judge our front three. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It is a 1-1 draw. And we're still 2 points off top, as obviously City now go top, joined with Liverpool, but we're still 2 points off top. It's really not that deep, especially with Liverpool playing Man City next week. In theory, we could go top next week if they draw. So, join them top, basically. So, it's really not that deep. It's great. It's a great start to the season. We're 7 games into the Premier League season, and we still haven't lost. We haven't lost a game in any competition. I didn't expect that from Sarri at the start, and, I'm fairly happy. But yeah, that's really it for me. Leave me all of your thoughts down in the comment section below, on the game. Do you think draw was a fair result? Do you think we should have won? Do you think, Liverpool deserved to win? Just leave me your thoughts down in the comment section below. Like I said in the beginning, let's see whether we can hit 700 or more likes in this video. We'd massively appreciate that. Also, don't forget to check out my social media, which is Laos1507 on both Instagram and Twitter, as you can see over here. And also the links to both of them are down in the description below. And of course, it is YouTube. So if you haven't already, do make sure you subscribe to 100% Chelsea. And also don't forget to hit the notification bell button and just be notified about all uploads. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Up the Chelsea. And I'll see you next time.